Someday we'll be professionals at this, but not today. Not today.
Professionals.
didn't realize there was such a thing with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We can be professional. The question is if we want to be or can pull it off that day.
Professional dumbasses 101. I'm putting courses out right now today. You just don't
What
know
you
yet.
talking-
Is because if you're going for a tall glass of water, you do not write tall glass of water, sweetheart.
What's my problem in life?
Yeah, you put a tail glass of water, men.
Okay,
Instead of a tall
okay,
glass.
okay. I get it. Let me fix it. I can
A
fix it.
tail glass. Damn, baby, he gonna put them men's ass all up on screen. Tail glass. I knew you was a booty man, but really, a booty man on a man.
Hey,
Uh,
now let's be honest. You've said stuff about our sons, dude.
Now we're good. We're good on sound, just so you know.
Good to know. Good to know. Welcome, everybody. We do this podcast every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Central PD time here at the BearThoughts channel. As I drink me and try to drink it down as fast as I can, some coffee, hoping to wake me the hell up. It is donut coffee. I don't know what that's
You
called.
need Death Wish coffee. That's what you need, sir.
What kind of coffee?
Ow. Death wish.
Death wish. I don't have a death wish.
I drink it all the time at work. That's the only way I function at 6 a.m.
Ah, okay. So,
Really strong.
I put it like this: it's strong enough that shit'll jump in the pot, make itself, and walk the cup to you.
Hey, it might put some hair on his head.
ah. But say everywhere
Hey,
else
look.
has it.
His wife done showed me some pictures of what he looked like with hair on his head through them filters, and let's not go that route.
I would be dead sexy.
Especially the pompadour, because Lord have mercy.
Call me the bald version of Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you're right. You're right. Your maturity level matches that some days.
Exactly. That's why I said Johnny Bravo, not Elvis Presley. Well, then again, was
Yeah.
Elvis Presley was he a horny old man too? Because like he liked shaking his hips a lot back in the day when it was not a thing to do that. Would that be?
Yeah.
Messages to Josh and let him know that my
Yep.
phone's out.
So, all right. So let's get into this. I got to get into this.
You got to get into it. Well, I got to wait the hell.
This is a tall glass of water, men. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Anime and video games most sexiest male characters.
Yeah, what we find, because we can find men, you know, interesting.
We can find them visually appealing.
Yeah, and a lot of people just ignore the fact that some of the men are just like it's just a standard bog of what people go, oh, they're just always attractive. Not always video games are attractive. Mario's always in my pointing case. Here's a weird thing that I've actually found out when I was doing some research on this. Luigi on some people's unironic list, Luigi was number one. Not Luigi. Not Wario. Is it Wario? Which one's this tall and linky one?
There's Luigi and Waluigi.
Yeah, Waluigi. That's it. Waluigi was their number one choice of sexiest man.
What? Say what?
Yeah, tall, linky, and mustache, evil with a purple nose. There was like
have they never?
Are you saying in the Mario franchise?
Are they specifically talking about Mario franchise or overall?
Overall.
Okay, these people need some glasses.
So, some people just they have different tastes in life. Of course, some of them could just be putting it up there just for the meme, but like they're the way they're describing it, it's not a meme. But I haven't did, and of course, we have it cross faction like let's say books to video games or let's say books to anime. Well, technically, books to anime is actually true statement because they go from manga to anime. But anyways,
All right, let's go. Let's go with an anime. With an anime.
Okay, let's go with the anime first. You're gonna jump it
All
that
right,
way. All
we're
right.
gonna go with an anime, and I'm gonna say, let me think about this.
I already know who I'm gonna choose.
I'm gonna say Alucard in the new Castlevania anime.
Okay, so it's a 2-in-1. It's a twofer. And he's in a video game and he's in there. So what would make a man like Alucard sexy? Not purely on his aesthetics of looks, 'cause he's a
Well,
drunkard.
he wasn't always a drunkard. He wasn't always a drunkard. He didn't become a drunkard until after he killed his father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's more along the lines of his sense of nobility that brings him out. You know, he has that noble sense. Even when he's drinking,
Mm-hmm.
he's still very much a noble. You know, he has that air of sophistication
But he's still,
with a whiff of let's have a fun time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but he's still a dick to his girlfriend. Then well, I can't remember if it was season 2 or season 1. Season 1 he was nice, but then season 2 came around. He just flipped the switch. Like, what the hell, dude? Come on, don't ruin a good thing. She's very
No,
attractive.
no. There was more. There was, that wasn't. That wasn't. You're talking about Trevor. I'm talking about Alucard.
Oh, Alucard. Okay, I was talking about
I'm
Trevor.
talking about Dracula's son.
Okay, every time I hear,
Long, flowing blonde hair,
oh yeah,
mystical floating sword
oh yeah, then he
that can
kind of
hit
went
you from
crazy
any
after
distance.
after he killed his dad.
Yeah. So he was he a lot about his personality was attractive to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't hurt that he was good with a sword.
Yeah, but it's definitely men have long hair. Like a lot of people just immediately associate long hair with just a woman-like trait, but men can look damn sexy with long hair. It's just
Yeah.
not something you see so often and so casually nowadays. Like, let's see, how many cultures had long hair in it? I know Japanese cultures had long hair in it all the time.
Japanese, uh, Aramaic, Islamic. There's a bunch of. I mean, you got to if you go back and look, almost every culture has some kind of root in long-haired men because I mean, there was a point, guys, where we couldn't just go to the barber and get that shit cut off however we wanted it.
Unless you just, take a knife to it.
Yeah, but for the most part, most guys way back in those times, they didn't even stop long enough to do that shit. They had things to do. They
Yeah.
just tie that shit up and pull it out the way. We wash it when we go to the creek.
Yeah, no high and tight anywhere. And of
No.
course, if you had a bit of nobility, yeah, they'll
Yeah,
maintain and take care of it.
throwing a little bit of that honeycomb wax on the brush and make it shine.
So, only thing I want to live about in those old days, of like, especially in certain areas in the world, like baths weren't actually a thing. They would just like talcum powder their bodies all the time. Like that was their
Yeah.
way of like cleaning themselves, was just powdering
Talc.
up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you had to be very special, very high up in the monarchy to be able to have a bath.
Hmm.
I mean, hell, back in the day, baths were so elite that there were people that took baths in milk or in water that was infused with rose, extract or petals, or it wasn't a normal like you just run some warm water, you get in there and soap up. Um, and so they don't realize. A lot of people do not realize that that wasn't a thing. But yeah, that would be my pick for an anime.
All right, my pick for an anime. It's also a character that is oh, what's the word for it? A nobility type, but he has a bit of I would say arrogance to his character. I'm trying to make sure I get the name right here, because I just like my list mostly was of video game characters, but I'm like, okay, anime characters back in my head. He is, God dang it, what's his name here? Where's he at? I'm trying to find him on a list of characters. Where is he at? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and he's the Iron. I believe the Iron Alchemist. What's his name?
Uh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh my god, there's a lot more characters in Full Metal
Can't
Alchemist that
remember.
I can.
I can't remember his name though right now.
What's he look like?
The Iron Alchemist. Um,
He is
give us a physical description.
built as a brick shithouse with only a mustache. Royce thing?
You mean Armstrong?
Yeah, Armstrong. That's a
Oh,
fucking manly man right there. Yeah, Armstrong, he's kind, he's sweet, he's built like a brick house. Yes, he's bald, but then again, he can still be bald and be handsome. And like he's just
He has that one little curl.
yeah, that one little curl, which I wouldn't rock for anybody. I don't know who would rock that hair, but like the dude he's all the characteristics of a
Yeah.
man. And
Listen. Yep, he's got all the characteristics of a man. You're absolutely right. Because as soon as his sister gets pissed off, he cowers in the corner.
true, and, you know.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. His sister, she was the badass.
Oh yeah, she was the badass in almost every regards, and but then again, you get if you're a good man, you gotta let your siblings shine.
But you're right. I mean, physically, by physique, I mean he was built.
Yeah, but he's also very handsome. Just I would just shave off that one spot though. Me personally, I know it's a bit of a trope, but I think he was a great guy, and I put him on the standard of just because he was just a great man, and he was dependable, honorable, loving, kind, and gentle to everybody. But he didn't but he was proud of himself and proud of his family. That was very much of a characteristics, but he had such a loving side to him that I just go just like that's
See, the difference in me and you is if I had picked someone from Full Metal Alchemist,
mm-hmm.
I'd have had to say it was Greed. Because Greed was he was toned, he was thin, he was tall, he was had muscles in the right places.
Well, okay,
and
which version of Greed? The first Greed or the second Greed?
The Prince, the second.
Okay, the second Greed. Okay.
The one that would always eat them out of house and home and leave them with the bill.
Okay, because a lot of people go, oh, Greed. I'm like the first one. I'm like no. In the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood version, there was two Greeds. And I've always liked the second Greed a lot more too. Agree with that. Long hair, very athletic. His personality wasn't like his eating habits were a thing, but to me his personality didn't get flushed out as much as I would like it to in the show. If I would say they would do like a second season or another season of Full Metal Alchemist, I hope the writer puts a little bit more fleshiness to the character so I get to know the character a little bit more in the series, because I feel like he came out of nowhere. You know where he came from, but his personality wasn't on full display. Of course, neither of them were. Both of them were greedy. They both wanted. Yeah. That was the main trait.
I want it now.
Yeah, they wanted money, power, women. Money, power, women, and immortality. Like that. They wanted it all. That was the whole point of it, because they're greed.
All right.
So okay, I'm gonna go again real quick. My next character I don't know if you ever played the games, but or if you remember this character. There's a captain. There's a first character called Captain Price in Call of Duty. This guy.
I don't remember Captain Price.
Okay, Captain Price was one of of course, he's the captain in the game, and he was usually the voice in a lot of the games, calling out, incoming strike, incoming danger. And this guy wasn't really a truly a pivotal character in things, but he had a rockin' mustache down to a semi beard going up here. He had a one of those voices, one of those British voices, or I can't British and Australian. I'm not entirely sure, but his voice was kind of like on a Master Chief level. When you heard it, it was if I was a woman, I would like melt just hearing his voice. It's
Yeah.
just it's one of those things, like, he didn't have, like, the most physique of bodybuilding. You very much never saw his head. He was a handsome-looking guy, but you didn't really see what he was all about. But when you heard his voice, you're like, "Woo! I wish I had that for a voice, because 'cause I'm pretty sure my life would have been going way easier. Just talking to people would have been just easier."
Yeah.
Like,
I can see that. I can see that.
calling for an interview, and I'd get the job just purely on my voice. Just talk dapper as shit. And
Yeah.
it was deep, it was dapper, it was almost like commanding too. Like, it was one of those voices that you like, you listen. You listen good, boy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I find that, again, that's a trait of men that or for men that I think have looked over and looked past. His family side of things already, we don't really much know about that when it's personal, but it's just, whew, if I had that voice, man, oh man, I
All
would be
right.
happy.
Okay. So I'll throw one in there now. I'm gonna say the younger Corvo Atano in the original Dishonored.
Okay, so I'm sure you know a lot about this gentleman since you are
Yeah. I mean,
innately named after him.
he uh he he come up from hardship to make it to where he was the bodyguard for the Empress.
Hmm.
Um, he wore that whole nobility of stature, not necessarily because he was a noble, but because he earned that stature. He wore it well. He was uh he was kind, but on point to his job to a fault. Um, and cared a lot about the people around him. Not to mention, it didn't hurt that he was almost 6 foot tall with long dark hair to his shoulders and relatively well built and very athletic. All of that was just fantastic to me.
So in those games, 'cause I never played a lot of the Dishonored games. Are the characters, like, personal traits ever really fleshed out? Like, how they might feel about things? Are they ever like
For the
really?
most part, most of the people you interact in the game with,
Hmm.
they're pretty well. When you interact with them, you kind of learn what they're about.
Hmm.
Um, the problem with saying whether his character is fleshed out fully or not is because that game has multiple ways to play it. Whether you're killing someone, you're not killing someone, or you're just doing absolutely the bare minimum to straighten things up, depends on that shapes the character's personality.
Okay, so it really depends on the player.
Yes,
What kind
when
of
it comes to
personality?
him, it depends on the player because I mean, you can play him and kill everybody, and to me, that shapes his personality more towards the "you fucked me over, now you all die"
Mm,
personality. Whereas you can also play him as the character that's like, "You fucked me over. I'm not going to kill you,
I'm not gonna stoop to your level.
but I'm not going to stoop to your level and kill you, but you will pay some penance for what you did."
okay, so a bit of
You
a
know,
passive aggressive kind of way.
right? Yeah. I mean, example: there is a spot in the game.
What's up, Jeremiah? Long time no
There's a
see.
spot in the game where you have the ability to mix up some glasses, and one of the glasses have poison in it. You either leave them to where the evil such and such drinks the poison.
Yeah,
B, swap it where he's distracted and you can steal him away by having the other guy drinking with him drink the poison and die.
yeah.
Or you can just remove the poison so that they drink and they walk away and you can stealthily follow them and take him and get the information you want and then leave him asleep in a locked room.
Okay, well, that is a way of saying whether or not someone is
You can leave him asleep in the locked room, or you can take him up and brand his ass.
branding people. That's always a
Oh yeah,
charming
that's
thing.
right. I forgot about that. You can leave him. So the way the game works, if you're branded with a specific mark, doesn't matter whether you branded yourself by accident, somebody branded you, what it was, you're instantly shunned, guilty, go to prison, no ask questions, don't make a fuck if you're the Empress. If I run up to the Empress and go, hiya, and stab her and brand her ass, she's going to jail.
Hmm.
So one of the ways you can get back at his ass is you can either leave him locked up in the room asleep or haul him off to a chamber, brand him, and leave him there for them to find him and take him to prison. Both of those are your non-lethal ways.
Yeah.
Or
I typically brand them.
or you can leave the poison glass where he can drink it and fall down and die.
Okay, so it's one of those games where it is purely up to the player's base, but they don't want to get they don't want to have a preset. Here's how the character feels and things and so on and so on, and you are just playing the story out. It's one of those things that
Absolutely,
you are the story.
because the game is set up to whatever you do impacts him, which also impacts the person you're trying to save in the
Mhm.
game.
Or
Because
kill.
she's very young, very, very young.
Mhm.
So if you go off and kill everybody, she becomes an evil ass bitch because she looks at her role model and goes, "Well, he fucking did it,"
Yeah.
you know. Or if you go off and you passive aggressively like get what you need and leave them like locked up in a room or something, she's like, "Okay, there's more delicate ways to do things without killing people."
Mhm.
And if you take the middle path, you get the middle path.
If you take the middle path where you brand him, well, he's not dead, but you got a little vengeance.
Not the branding, just middle path of like it doesn't. If so, there's three paths. There's the complete non-lethal, no killing, no nothing. There's the completely lethal, which is you kill however much you want to, and then there's targets.
You only kill the people
Specific
responsible for what
targets.
happens.
Like for example, you wouldn't kill the High Lord Overseer's
Guard.
plaything.
You wouldn't kill her, you wouldn't kill his guards, you wouldn't kill anybody, you would only kill him.
Okay, I just wonder because, like, looks are one thing. Which I'm pretty sure you get to see what they look like, right? It's you don't really just always see a mask. You actually get to see what the character looks like. But then,
You see some you see
Usually in a cutscene.
you see some pictures or you see some cutscenes where you kind of see what they look like. Yes.
okay, and I'm trying to see if they have like a personality trait, because the next character I'm gonna choose has personality that you can't mistake it to, if not just by being around him. If he allows you to be around him or like it, it's maybe not. It is that but he has such a charm to him that I guess only comes with age. If you lived as long as Geralt has, I guess you start picking up on this kind of I don't care personality, but at the same time, he still cares. Because, or if he didn't, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. Um, but he still wants to have a good time. He's not a slobbing drunk. He's not a complete asshole, though he can be. But when it's time to get down to business, he'll do it whether or not you like him or not. Like, like I don't care if you like me. I got a job to do. I got things to do. I got people to protect. You don't like me? Well, I'm saving your life. I don't care. And that to me is very, very attractive. But also, he's a very attractive man, built like a brick, scars all over his bodies. What guy out there wouldn't have a scar on your body and go, that's just a sex scar. That's all it is. It just makes me sexier. The more scars I get, even though some scars could be a little much, but like the stories you can tell behind them, that's
Right.
a bit of badassery. I wouldn't want them.
Right. I sent you an image of a younger Corvo.
Okay, I'm kind of curious myself here, so give me a second, chat. So as I take a gander at this gentleman, because I don't know if I've ever seen him. Okay, ooh, so you long hair guys. I've definitely seen a trend with you. Long hair, black, okay, and scruffy face. Nothing wrong with that. Very yeah, I definitely see some a little bit of appeal to him. All thing is, this picture, he looks like he's like he fell asleep and got drunk one night, fell asleep in the gutter somewhere, and woke up the following morning, got a little dirty. He says nobility about him. It looks like he's a little scuffed up.
You gotta realize in this game, everything looks a little scuffed up.
Everything looks a little dirty.
Yeah, everything does. Even the mansions at the nobility.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even those are a little. I mean, they're extravagant, but you can tell they've got some wear to them.
No one knows what soap is in this universe. Everything's
Well,
talcum powder, just powder everywhere.
Look, man, they're being besieged by a plague, by rat plague.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're really worried about ivory soap at the moment. It's more like, am I gonna get bit by a rat and die of some fucked up shit?
You know another person that I was debating on, but then I realized
Hey,
the
so
personality.
you threw out Geralt.
Yeah, yeah.
I give you Geralt, and I will raise you. I will raise you Gabriel Belmont.
Okay, another Belmont character, but very attractive. Now, okay, I'm not entirely familiar with like the whole Castlevania. I know like Castlevania I'm playing right now.
That is Gabriel Belmont.
Yes.
The guy you're playing now.
Okay, so everybody's not know I'm playing Castlevania on my Twitch stream. Twitch.tv/GrumpyBear down below. But anyways,
Who? Oh. Yeah, Stealthy threw a video game one out there. No, it wasn't a joke. I seen you lick your chops, lady.
We'll get to Stealthies, I'm sure, at some point.
Well, listen, we're not talking about actual shows, but if you want to throw an actual show one in, I'll throw it in for you. We'll drop in her favorite go-to, Mr.
Sure, and technically Raiden has Mortal Kombat, so.
Yes, Raiden does have Mortal Kombat.
Yes. The actor from the original Mortal Kombat, also the actor that played the Highlander. I know who you're talking about.
And then in the TV show, there was a different actor, and his name was Adrian Paul. I mean, he's Adrian Paul, and hell, she deserves better.
Okay, so thanks to you, I kind of already know what the story is going to end up. What's going to end up to the end up of the main character? He becomes God's wrath, right? Which is
something like that. So the way the canon for Lords of Shadows works is, I will give you this scenario. He defeats the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. And unfortunately, to his dismay, the gift that he receives from Mighty is not what he wanted.
Yeah.
Are you getting spoilers?
No, I already know what happens to him, who he becomes.
He ends up getting gifted with immortality from the creator. Unfortunately, it also forces him to become Dracul.
Yeah, which is Alucard spelled backwards. But well, yeah. So I already knew about that. Another guy with some pretty long hair, blonde this time. So you're switching it up, no longer black hair. So you switched it up for yourself right there. He's pretty tall. Most men are more attractive because when they're tall as well. So I don't know how tall he is, but he looks pretty tall in the game. That's for sure.
Any man that can swing a whip like he can, I ain't gonna complain with him.
At the same time, he is very much of a loyal man, even after his wife is dead. Okay, take a shower, we'll be here. So I never give that man like that, you know, like, hey, even after my wife is dead, and here's another piece of a woman right standing in front of me, I'm not gonna do anything with her but stab her in the chest a lot. I'm starting to see a running theme here. He likes stabbing the boobies.
You will find out there's a lot more to those stabbings than there appears.
I know. I hope they kind of wrap that up soon, because I'm getting tired of him stabbing all the women in the video game. And I know it's not really him, but
you will find one woman that you will be happy for him to stab. Not because she's not pretty, more because she's going to be a pain in your ass.
I thought that he was going to stab her in other ways. I'm like, okay, see her in the middle of the night, and she's like, I'm ready. I'm like, whoa, we're getting somewhere in this game, and then like, psych. Oh, that was a psych.
I loved your reaction when she done the first summon and that thing burst open. You were like, "Yep, we have definitely left the kid-friendly zone."
Yeah, I gotta censor that and put it on my TikTok because I'm pretty sure a lot of people liked my reactions when I saw that. I'm like, whoa, that didn't see this one coming, but I'm glad I was gonna say this is my kind of honorable mention. I was gonna say I'm forgetting his name for Mortal Kombat, the Australian dude with the knife.
Kano.
Kano. I was gonna say Kano, but I have a thing. He's a complete, utterly piece of trash, garbage man. So I can't say he's very attractive. But like if you take away the bad guy of him, he's fucking funny as shit. But my other character, I had to say, even though you cannot see the man, and I'm not talking about from the TV series, I'm talking about purely from the video game, Master Chief, number 117. I don't know what he looks like, and I don't care. That man is sexy. He is just tall as shit. He's a man. If I was a woman, I would like take me. I don't care. You fucking do what you want. Voice as a fallen angel, and he there's no way he cannot be attractive. There's no way this guy cannot be attractive.
So it's all about the vocals, huh?
It is
all about those vocals.
It is a vocal thing minority right here, baby.
Beginning's pretty good looking.
Yeah. Stealthy says Ryu from Ninja Gaiden is pretty hot.
True.
Hey, listen, any man that can run up a wall.
Devil May Cry, the guys.
Oh, you talking about Dante?
Yes.
Oh man, that ain't even fair. That's not. I mean, Dante walks around with a long coat with no shirt because he knows what those abs do. It's like I'm feeling a little peckish. I need me a woman. Hold on, let me step outside. Oh, all right, ladies, one at a time. One at a time.
Well, it's like sexy jutsu, right? It's one of those things like it's distracting to look at. It's like, okay, I'm trying to fight you here. Can you cover up a little bit? Nah, we ain't covering up shit.
Like me trying to get into a fight with Bayonetta. The only fight that is I'm gonna lay down and tell her as hard as you can.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Leon Kennedy.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, come on, it's Leon freaking Kennedy. The man has lived through so many zombie apocalypses with that hairstyle still intact. He's got dead eye aim, and he's well protected.
I come with protection. But at the same time, I'm thinking like if you say something like that, like how does he keep his hair groomed? But I guess there's a will, you find a way. So okay, who's your next character? I said Master Chief.
All right, so you said Master Chief, so I'm gonna have to go with Arataki Ito.
Arataki Ito. All right, now this man I know Stealthy has literally probably a file worth of characters for him. So
she giggles.
So this guy is also one of those people that walk around with no shirt on. So that is already like a
Answers, love it.
long, luscious white hair, which is already a rarity. It's like a white fox walking around. Has hordes. Who doesn't like like not like actual devil? Well, technically he's an oni. But who don't like having something to grab onto? That's all I'm gonna say. Who don't like having something to grab onto and just a bit of little control is always so helpful and in a lot of ways. I don't know how tall he is, but I imagine he's taller than me, probably, most likely. Because what's not taller than me? Okay, so what would you say about him that would
we're stall. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're not talking about an idiot from the proportion of I can't do anything. We're just talking about an idiot on general basis, like most advanced knowledge may escape him, but on the basics, he's pretty good. And he has the biggest heart of anybody. I mean, he took a little kid that was orphaned, brought it to grandma, and helped grandma raise it on the down low. He's just a good guy, and he looks nice.
Okay,
I
give me a
mean, who
second.
doesn't
We're having
want?
a bit of a problem with the connection. I guess my modem wasn't completely set up. Oh, I gotta get contact with them and have them switch out this modem. There's something wrong with this thing. And of course yesterday randomly turned off. Okay, so he's a guy that doesn't hold grudges. He's a guy that doesn't hold anger and frustration. He's just all around a nice guy with some idiocy to him. I would say almost boyish charm. Would you think? Okay, there.
Boyish charm. He's got that nice look. He's that guy. I think most women would agree that he doesn't just hop out of the bed when it's all said and done. He hangs out there and gives you a little cuddle, a little love time, little hey, I'm still here for you, baby.
Yeah, well, you wake up and he'd be flexing right in front of you, like, "Yep, I just did that." And also, as long as you're pretty smart, you can pretty much practically make him do anything for you. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
what do I need to do to trick you to go in doing, like, I don't know, the dishes or getting the
It's always
groceries or
it's easy. It's easy. He's a man of his word. He will agree. He will uphold his word. So it's real easy. You challenge him to a beetle fight because he sucks at it.
yeah,
And when
yeah.
he loses, he goes and does the dishes.
All right, like and of course he has a lot of energy, and just don't feed him beans, and he'll go for days. I think I think that'd be pretty fun. If I find someone to go for days and match me, I think I'd be pretty happy. So okay, I would have to go a different route from Genshin Impact and the God of Geo and Genshin Impact,
Rex Lapis.
Rex Lapis. That man. Let's see. Buy the dress with the pockets, like a real man. True. Rex Lapis, though he has no idea about money. Which, if you're a woman or a man out there that get with your money, you can oversee that flaw. But he's the kind of man, if you would get him, if you would marry him and get him on contracts, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't
He
doing
ain't breaking no
shit.
contract.
He ain't like, hey, you promise you're gonna do it? Like, you don't even have to say anything to him. Like, as soon as he says, I'll do it, promise? Contract? Yes. He's gonna do it. There's no breaking it. It's like a unbreakless bond. Whatever you say and you make a contract with him, he will do it. And that to me is fucking, I wouldn't see anybody, man or woman, do that to this day. It's like, no matter what, they're sticking to it. They're not breaking that contract.
Yep.
And of course, fucking good with a pole. I mean, that dude he's a stripper without being a stripper. Good with that damn pole in the game. Kick that shit around, flip it around.
That man could create his own pillars.
Yeah, he's really handy. And
rock hard all the time.
Yes, very good, very. And also smart as can boot. He remembers things. He's kind as can be. And on top of it all, again, as whoo.
So I'm gonna throw one out here that'll be nice. It's also for Genshin, and it should please my wife. But we're gonna go with Toma here.
Toma.
The fiery ginger.
No, you're missing one character that I'm surprised, and I am disappointed that you have not mentioned it. I'll let it go for
What are we talking about from a game? Talking about from Genshin?
Oh.
Ooh.
Yes. It's one of your favorite characters.
Wow, we're talking about males right now, so.
Category.
I don't know. I'm not sure which one I'm.
You can with
I'm missing.
all these other ones. That's fine.
I'm sure I'm missing. But anyway, yeah. I mean, come on, man. I mean, he's got a fiery personality. He likes to eat. He likes to cook. He's dutiful. He's a fixer. He fixes your problems for you.
Yeah.
You have a problem, you just call the fixer. He'll take care of it for you.
Yeah. He's like a mafia guy without the mafia.
You don't need a mafia when you look like him. You just walk up to him, talk to him calmly and gently, and next thing you know, everything's going your way.
I don't think he'd be at home, take care of the kids, and doing all the stuff, and he'd be happy about it and delightful. delighted about doing it, while you off to do whatever else you need in the world.
Absolutely.
And that's something I would find that most people would agree that is cooking. Everybody does not know that I hate cooking. Absolutely hate it. So if someone else cooks for me, I will not complain.
Yep.
I don't got cooking. All right.
Yep.
My next choice would be, and this was would be a little bit of left field right here. Kratos from God of War. I don't know. Again,
I don't know. They ain't really left field. He's bald, he's ripped, and he's wearing a loincloth. That fits your profile perfectly, buddy.
yeah, but at the same time, dad bod. No.
Listen,
It's the newest games that I would be a little bit more.
listen.
No.
He comes with a resume
Sorry.
that you can't deny. This man has pleased women in multiple courts. Hell, he's even pleased the goddess of love herself.
Yeah,
And
that is
hell,
impressive.
Explain something to y'all. The only thing that he has going is the possibility that he can please someone in bed. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of us are like, eh.
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 Well, he may
I'm
be
saying right now, we are on that shit.
he may be a dick a little bit to his
Oh,
son.
this has nothing to do with the dick.
I said
Oh,
it.
little.
I said dick
But
to
that's
his
all
son.
that has to do with. If it wasn't for that, you're shit out of luck, buddy.
But I think he's a loyal dad. He's a dad. It's a no, like, no fucks kind of like gives, like, hey, you gotta learn, and you're gonna learn well. Sometimes I think some people need that little bit of that little bit of that push, to realize what life is. And Kratos is not gonna hold his son's hand, and that's to me it's sometimes a very attractive. I don't know how.
He said that
Hmm?
because he has a daughter.
He does have a daughter? I never met the daughter in the game. Well, no. That was before they died, right?
Yep.
Okay. But say that's the previous games. I'm talking about present day game. And he didn't really kill them, right? Or it was something it's like
No,
Oh, he did
he
kill
killed him. He killed the shit out of him.
What, like, then he was he in control?
Because they put him in that rage and he killed the fuck out of him.
Ares put him in a rage and he killed his own family. That's
Yeah.
how he became the ghost of Sparta.
Yeah, like I said, like, it wasn't really it was him, but it was God control. So I would be pissed at the guy that controlled me too to kill my family. But his present day son, he's there for his son, right? He's not a dad that's gonna walk away and step away. He's like, no.
I mean, you
After the first one,
after-
would you really want to treat him any different?
What do you mean?
Well, after losing your first children the way he way he lost them, of course he would be an attentive father.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he don't want to go through that again.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good thing. More guys should be like that. See, would it got us love feel more of the average, since she is the physical from love, or either from form, right? What's it? Am I reading it wrong? Why wouldn't the god of love?
Wouldn't the goddess of love feel more than the average, since she was the physical form of love? I don't know about that. See, you're getting murky there. You're going from an ethereal being to a godly being. Depends on which way you're looking at it, because in some cultures, gods were actual flesh and blood people with godly abilities, which wouldn't have made them any more susceptible to, say, pain or pleasure than any other thing. They just had immense power.
Yeah, it'd be like me and you getting powers that are unbridled, unmatched, and set category.
Right. If somebody made me the god of love, that doesn't mean I feel pleasure any more than anybody else. It just means I can make everybody feel pleasure, baby.
pleasure. Ah! Sorry.
It'd be like being in the Matrix with the dude that played with the code with the chick on the other side of the diner.
So yeah, I definitely can see that. But they would be harder and maybe easier. I don't really know. But he has, like, again, I try to get a little bit of personality traits, because you know, I think that he's, even though he was a shitty man in the past, his present day self is um he's not really sucked in by worldly desires. He just wants to see his wife happy, even though she died in this one as well. And he wants to see his son grow up to be strong and you know, able to do and fixing a broken man. You know,
Yep.
they some, not a lot of women, some words is some. Like, he's broken, I can fix him. Good luck.
I would also throw out there the Prince from Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah, Prince of Persia. Now this one I know is a lot of girls' first wet dream when it came to video game characters, and I would like to see what Stealthy's regards and what makes Prince of Persia so enticing.
Okay, good.
He's genuinely invested in the people he cares about, and he's not bad to look at. But I
That's it.
mean,
That is literally it.
you also got to look at, I mean, from a standpoint, I mean, look at the things this man's capable of doing. This bitch parkours castles.
Mhm.
Okay, he got to be flexible.
Got to be. Also, walk
He,
right around with no shirt on.
go into the lore, he is not a true prince.
Yeah, he was an adopted. He was an adopted child.
Mm-hmm.
So he was found on the streets by the Persian king, made into a prince because he seen something in him that made him go, "Oh, this little firecracker right here, I need to cultivate him." And all the way through everything he went through, he kept that good, kind heart from, you know, hey, the people's got to be taken care of.
Yeah, it again is very commendable and very good to know that uh there's someone like that in a position of power, if you were to say. Um and it just helps a lot that you be dedicated and be truthful and be kind and do what you have to do to get to save people. And he was in the video games very much that. Of course, he did have a girl. He well, there was a girl, right, that he liked in the game that he was trying to get with, but then I forget if he was staying away from her or it's been a while.
It depends on which game you're playing. If you're talking about Sands of Time, um, yes, he gets really, really, really close to the girl that they originally steal the dagger from.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the game, because the only way to fix everything is to reset everything back to the day of the theft,
Mm-hmm.
he retains the memories of her and what they had, but she does not.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he loses that relationship at that moment. We don't know if it ever gets recultivated or not, but he loses it at that point due to what he had to do to save everybody.
Okay. So yeah, that is definitely a thing that I would say. It's also a bit of romantic, right? Like, you know, I don't know. I mean, women nowadays or anybody really likes that real deep.
With the romantic thing, everybody wants a romantic. It's not that. It's the fact that there's not enough people that want to do the romantic.
All right, so you were about to say something, love. I believe
right.
you about to drop me.
Jeremiah asked if that's the world tree on your armband.
It is a tree of life, my friend. Tree of life. It has a Celtic knot woven into the branches. It is a memorial tattoo for my father.
There is a podcast episode, or at least 2 or 3 episodes, if you'd like to go watch those. Those are ooh, probably in, I would say, either 20 categories or 30 categories. They're pretty old. You go back and find out a little bit more about it and when he was getting it done and where he was getting it, all that more information on that. So if you're interested in that, if you're right here watching and you want to know more about his Celtic tattoos or why and where, what, go watch that episode and leave a comment. Leave a comment. I would help me out a lot.
So, okay, Vincent. Vincent was one sexy mofo to me. We're buffering right this minute.
Jeremiah said he noticed the Jagger silver right away.
Ah,
You're good.
we're still here. It just had to buffer for a minute.
Okay, because my side of things has gone completely
I'm the
black.
same, so that's how I know whether or not you guys are still going.
But yeah, I mean, Vincent was awesome to me. I know a lot of people had a thing for Cloud. A lot of people had a thing for Zach.
And
But on
Sephiroth.
the on the good
I was
side,
gonna say of all the
I hadn't got there.
had.
I hadn't got there yet. I was gonna say on the good side of things, it was Vincent. But nobody compares to the pure presence that a Sephiroth brings to a field. I mean, the music gets you hot and bothered before he even enters.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
disposed chests, long, luscious, gray fox hair. That's something where I hope I'm gonna be. Even though I won't have hair on my head, I hope my beard goes into a not a white. I want a gray beard when I get older. I want to say a gray fox, because a gray fox just, I don't know. It's just so damn, yeah, sexy. My wife just says it.
Yeah.
It says the man who hates the gray in his beard and his hair.
Yeah. Shut up.
I don't know anybody out there be like, you know what? I don't like a good bit of gray on a man.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about, I mean,
God. Who wants me to have white hair? I just thought about that. You want me to have white hair, but you hate having gray or white in your beard and hair? You're fucked, dude.
Yes, I am.
So Sephiroth may be a bad guy, but he's a mommy's boy though. Mommy's boy is fuck.
I got one I could throw out for stealthy. It might even make her bite her lip. Irvin from FF8. You know how many times I had to replay his entry scene for her? Long, ginger red, slightly brown tint hair in a ponytail. The sharpshooter.
Okay, stop. I want you to look up this guy real fast and tell me what you think of him. It's Snow from Final Fantasy XIII or 111.
No.
I do.
Final Fantasy 13?
Yes.
He's okay. He's not. He's decent looking. I'll give him that. He's a decent looking man, but no.
No.
Sorry.
No.
A lot of people said he was dead sexy.
A bunch of women. I'm not gonna say he wouldn't, but he is definitely not my type.
Okay, because like a lot of people in their little lists, he showed up twice and two other people's lists.
Yeah,
and
he's not the overly buff, but he's buff.
Yeah.
And he's shirtless.
Shirtless, blonde hair, long, a little scruffy on the face, and
I can't get behind him. I'm sorry.
He's a bit of a lovable goof.
Yes, he's cute and he's a bit stupid sometimes, but he's okay.
Yeah, a bit stupid. He don't like a bit of a stupid man. Look at me. I mean, what?
I'm honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I can't wait for next week's because I have a list of females for our female version.
Now, I have one for you to laugh at because you're gonna go, I didn't think of him, but you're right at the same time that you're wrong for even mentioning it because it is just surprising. Giraheim.
You're right. That is creepily accurate.
Giraheim. I'm sorry, not familiar with the name.
So when you play Skyward Sword, the primary villain that you face for like 80% of the game, his name is Giraheim, and he is perversely attractive. But this guy,
I'm gonna send you a video too.
He's just attractive enough for you to say he's attractive, but he goes about things in the game in a way you're like,
he's a bad guy.
He's attractive, but man, is he really like stalker creepy.
He will make you question how you could find him sexy when you find out what he actually is later.
Okay.
If you don't mind us, I can tell you.
No. Just send me the pictures and I will try to remember because I played Skyward Sword. I just been a long time since I've actually went back and played it. Let me see. Oh yeah, I remember him. Oh yeah, that tongue scene. Oh,
That's it. The tongue. You're like, man, he doesn't look like a bad looking dude. And then he breaks the tongue out, and you're like, oh,
and everything like that. It's just like
he's like the JoJo character from JoJo anime, but in Zelda format. Like,
the fact that he's a sword. Remember, he's actually a sword, and all you can think is, the fuck is wrong with me?
He's a physical manifestation of a sword. Okay. So, all right. So, my last choice of night, my wife brought this up, and I don't want someone to get this the wrong idea. I'm going purely on the stance of what kind of person this is, right? Is not, in this case, it's not a attractiveness that I would find this person attractive. Purely not that. It is purely on who they are and what kind of person they are to this present day. And that would probably be Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. He's just an overall good man. Just
Piccolo didn't look bad. He was buff. He was bald.
But he's just a great man.
He
Like,
definitely has the
awesome.
ball thing going.
Awesome dude. Yes, bald, but you know, I gotta represent. But also just a good dad.
If you're gonna go for bald and try to, appeal to your female audience, you need to go with Mr. Clean. Okay.
Make a video
Not
game or an
really.
anime, Mr. Clean. We can have that easily. Oh man, the commercial for Mr. Clean with never mind. But yeah, Piccolo, just good voice.
He's got a thing for the bald ones.
Good voice. A great guy. Dependable dad, dependable and all around, strong as shit too. So, if I were to go, let's go with space creature, space being, Piccolo wouldn't be a bad person. Hey, at least I didn't do all beard characters.
This is true.
Could have done all beard.
This is true, but I mean,
Guan Yu game. Then again,
there
he's
it
technically
is.
with real.
That's it right there in a nutshell.
Touch Halo.
Yes, he hit Master Chief. You hear him talking about melting to that deep voice?
No, sweetie, I did not hear that.
I want to get a voice modifier that'll let me sound like Master Chief, so that when we do this, I can watch Grumpy just melt the whole time.
It's just like a woman with like a bit of French accent or a bit of just any accent on anybody. Like people that are from other nations and the world, just for Americans, we don't hear that often. So when we hear it, it's like, oh, but like to y'all, it's like, we hear it every day. It's nothing different. It's like nothing special.
Right.
But American voices are everywhere.
That's the quality of it.
Yeah, a British voice. There was a girl, there was a YouTuber a while back. This is back when I was a teenager. She was on this gaming show. She was British, and I had such a huge crush on her. She had such a sexy voice. Man, I would love to have met her in real life. But it just voices are just so like when Southie talks Spanish, Curvo, I'm sure he can't help but feel a little bit of like hey, there's the accents. Kind of fresh, physical frustration occurs.
No. See, when I first did it, no, it did absolutely nothing for him.
Didn't do nothing? Curvo. Bad man.
Now that certain things have been resolved, I'm not allowed to speak Spanish around him.
It's all right. It's nothing wrong there, Leo. But okay, so you have any last characters before we wrap things up?
Let's see. I did have one more.
I'm surprised he didn't say Zidane or Vivi.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm gonna say.
I can't say Zell from Final Fantasy VIII. You hate him.
Yeah. She's got a thing for Zell from Final Fantasy VIII.
He's cute, but he's not my thing.
I would say if I was gonna pick another dude, Ayato.
Ayato
Kamisato.
Another character from Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is just brings the sexy characters into the game for sure.
D-Luke's not that appealing to me, really. Ayato's more appealing to me than D-Luke.
Yeah, same here.
You
D-Luke
out
is...
there, definitely.
D-Luke, Child, and Toma. Some gingers, man.
Ayato's nice too. Don't even try me, but that's not my point.
If you want to know who I was, smash or pass or get you an impact. Video's gonna be on the end of the screen right here. I'll put it up here somewhere on the VOD. But if you want to see who I smash or pass, because check that out. But D-Luke is...
But Zhao's short.
also, guys, if y'all enjoyed this, tune in next week, because next week we're doing the same thing but with the female characters.
Yes, we're going that way with it. So we decided that if anybody's watching his VODs, we decided to cut you off at the pass before someone tried to say something that is not true about our characteristics and our choices.
Cade 6.
Oh, that's not fair.
So many names I just don't recognize.
Cade 6 technically was a exo, meaning a robotic life form.
Oh, so they were born in a tube.
No, they were built and then acquired the soul.
Oh, okay, kind of like
Okay, you can have to explain it. Okay, so
the Robert Williams movie.
They build a robot body for somebody who's dying.
Mm-hmm.
Or for anybody that would like to have a robot body.
Ghost in the Shell.
And then they transfer their consciousness from the actual meat suit, I guess would be the best way to put it, to the robot body.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, something like that. Kind of like that. Cade 6. Cade 6 was that goofy, fun-loving, but could take care of business. He was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And loved his chicken.
At least I got my chicken.
Yeah, you don't be fucking with the Colonel, you might get shot.
You know, there's a game with the Colonel in it, and like, damn.
But yeah, that would be it for me.
Same here for me. That would be it for, you know, if I was interested in men, that would be people I would be, the type of men I would be going for. It just, there is sexy men in video games. Now, problem is I can't choosing the old school video games because, well, seeing what they look like is a little hard. Consider that most of them are in like 8-bit or 16-bit formats. So I can't be choosing that. I know some people chose Link. I saw Link as a high choice. A lot of people's choices, but I can't but see Link as like a teenager or a boy. Like I don't look at Link and see him as a man. He's still coming about who he is, and also again another person I just don't see his personality.
Which one are you playing?
Yeah, it depends on what you're playing because I don't see him as a boy in Breath of the Wild or in Skyward Sword.
Mm. But do you see him as a man though?
Or in Twilight Princess, I see him more as a 20-something.
20-something? I'm thinking like 17, maybe 19, like at best.
Well, see, your description
kind of chronic, like frozen in time, kind of thing going on there. But anyways, that will be our choices. I hope we all enjoy it. If you want to see it next week, as Corvo said, be sure to be here at 5 o'clock, just repeat the time. I will be going live within the hour. Give me some food, give me something, and I'll be going live. More Castlevania coming around, so stick tuned if you want to catch it on my Twitch channel, /.
You know what I'm watching?
As soon as I jump into the game. Yay. But that's Twitch.tv / Grubba Bear, links down below. And if you want to catch Corvo when he plays any of his game this past week, what's the name of the game again?
I am playing Septerra's Core, and we will hit that again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I took today off because we had podcasts.
And we have 14 subscribe, 14 more followers on his channel before he's an affiliate. So you like to help out. You have an account on Twitch, sign in your account, go to Corvo Ninja, and be sure to follow him. He is so close to hitting affiliate for the first time. But if you want to help us grow, here's what you do. You hit that follow button or subscribe button down below. You hit that like button. You can do this right now for free, even if this podcast is going live or not. Follow button, leave a subscribe, and leave a comment. Who's your sexiest man in video games? I want to hear from you in the chats below, and who you think would be your top choices, and who would be your top choices of hottest female for next week. And we'll take consideration. If anybody ever has a topic piece they would like us to talk about and get our thoughts on it, be sure to also leave that in the comments below. Share it to all your social medias on Twitch, or on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. It doesn't matter. Please share us. Help us hit 100 this year. Please let us hit 100 this year. And as always, have a good day. Have a good night.